Well, we're live, and it's your birthday.
It is my birthday,
It's your birthday.
and I'll cry if I want to.
Are you going to cry?
No.
Are you sure?
Are you going to make me cry?
I don't want to make you cry.
All right, then. I'm not going to cry.
I mean, I hope I'm not going to make you cry. We'll
this movie
see.
might make me cry.
Doesn't... Well, it's kind of one of those movies. It talks about destiny and everybody that question, if I could go back and do things differently, would I?
Right, which is a great premise.
It is a great premise.
Yeah.
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs and members of the Post-Geek Singularity community. It is once again I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and your sommelier of cinema, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I'm here with my lovely birthday girl.
Yes, I am Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell. I am the ace, the arbiter of cinematic excellence, and the enchantress of entertainment.
The enchantress of entertainment. And
Yep. And it's my birthday.
it's your birthday. Are you gonna? Don't cry.
I'm not going to cry.
Okay. You know what we can do? We can have some wine.
Let's have some wine. Where's my wine glass?
Where is your wine glass?
Oh, I guess you took it.
I didn't take it.
There's two right there.
There is? I guess I took it.
Oh, no.
No, that's an old wine glass.
That's weird.
Did you not bring your wine glass?
You only brought one glass out?
I thought you had your wine glass. Well, I'll use an old glass. You can have this new glass. Wow.
Don't worry, it's only been sitting there for 2 days.
That's okay. Here's some wine. Oh, by the way, what are we drinking tonight for your birthday? We're drinking Riddle Pinot Noir. Now, is this a... let's show the audience this. As everyone knows, this is from this is Trader Joe's.
We should have had that when we did Sing Street.
We should have had the Riddle of the Model.
The riddle of the model.
That's right. All right. Well, hey, I'll be like with Nail
It's
for this
fine.
episode. So we're gonna drink to the great Francis Ford Coppola's film Peggy Sue Got Married. Originally, this was going to be directed by Jonathan Demme and starred Deborah Winger.
Really?
Yes. And the only way that Francis Ford Coppola was able to get final cut on this movie was if he agreed to bring it in on time and on budget. So they had to work really hard, sometimes 20-hour days, to get this movie made. And it was shot.
Plus, he probably saved some money because there was quite a bit of nepotism in this movie.
There was a lot of nepotism, including Francis Coppola's member of the family, Nicholas Coppola. Later,
right.
Nicolas Cage,
Yep.
who was cast in this film, and
And his daughter.
his daughter Sophia was in it in a little role. And, of course, as we know, maybe people don't know, the great Kathleen Turner from Body Heat and Romancing the Stone was in this film, and she did not get along with Nicolas Cage.
Well, there's a reason. Let's drink first.
Let's drink to
'Cause we'll get into it.
Peggy Sue Got Married, and to Francis Ford Coppola, one of my favorite directors. Oh, don't... No. There is you can dislike a film, but do not start besmirching the great FFC.
You know how I feel about The Godfather.
I don't know how you feel about The Godfather.
Are you kidding me? I love The Godfather.
That's good. It's good. All right.
Okay.
gotta drink. Let's drink.
And then we'll talk.
And to your birthday.
To my
Happy birthday. Delightful.
The riddle is good.
The riddle is good.
Are we going to solve it by the end of this show?
Well, you tell me.
I don't know.
So, Elizabeth, I thought this would be an interesting movie to watch on your birthday.
You know, I love time travel movies, and especially on my birthday, you think a lot about how things didn't turn out the way you thought they would.
Nothing ever does.
Yeah, nothing ever does. So I can see why you would pick this film.
Yeah. Well, so what is this movie about?
Okay, so this movie is about Peggy Sue.
Well, of course it's about Peggy Sue. It's about Peggy Sue Kelcher Bodell.
Okay.
Played by Kathleen Turner. And her daughter is Helen Hunt.
Yes, her daughter is Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt is the daughter of Nicolas Cage and
I know, which it's kind of weird because it starts off with them going to their 25th
high school reunion
with her daughter Helen Hunt, except that they look very close in age.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, they look close in age, but
the weird thing is, okay, Kathleen Turner, like, she's like too young to be going to a 25th reunion, but then too old to be a teenager in high school. It's kind of it feels weird. So anyway.
So you're saying this movie lacks verisimilitude?
Oh, and that's not the only reason.
Well, I have to point out that this film has a who's who. It's not just Helen Hunt. We've got Catherine Hicks that you later see in Star Trek 4. Of course, the great Joan Allen is in this movie. Kevin J. O'Connor, who later stars in movies like Lord of Illusions. This is his, I guess they're introducing him in this film, even though he had another film that came out. Jim Carrey has a bit role. One of the high school students she used to go to is in here.
And he's actually pretty good in this film. He's not doing his weird... Only one time he does his weird body humor.
Right. And it's pretty incredible. There's all kinds of... They've laid in a lot of classic film stars in this.
They have so many.
And it's very interesting.
Yeah.
John Carradine.
Yeah.
The great John Carradine is in this movie, playing like a weird Shriner cult leader.
Which
that they're going to send her back.
That?
The guy in the robes that's leading the. Yeah, he's in this movie too.
And her grandfather, who played the grandfather, he was great. And the grandmother too.
Don Murray.
I would say the acting in this film is hit or miss. There's some good acting and some really awful acting.
It was nominated for 3 Academy Awards. This movie
blows my mind.
This movie was shot by Jordan Cronenweth, who shot Blade Runner.
Man, is it because...
No, this film looks incredible.
What was it up against? Is it because there wasn't much that year?
No.
Yeah,
No, the cinematography in this movie is astonishing. It is incredible. If you, I mean, look, it's not showy.
I'll give it that.
It's beautiful. Some of the nights, it's gorgeous.
But that's because that one night scene when she goes off on the motorcycle ride with that poet.
Yeah.
It didn't look real at all. It looked like light up stars. It looked like it was a set.
It is stylized, but that doesn't mean it's got bad cinematography. I mean, Coppola's coming off One from the Heart, the stylization of what he was trying to do.
It was light up. It would look like twinkle lights that you put up at Christmas time in the background. Was it in the studio?
Also,
I'm asking. Was it?
Yeah,
well, some of it
outdoors. Some of it was. Some of it was outdoors.
Wasn't. That scene was not.
And the great John Barry, who wrote the scores for like Out of Africa and wrote Dances with Wolves, and of course
the
James Bond scores.
Maybe it was good. Maybe the music was good. I was so distracted by Nicolas Cage's horrible voice that he was doing.
Kathleen Turner hated he had fake teeth when he was a young man.
Yeah, his teeth, his hair. What was with his hair? I'm sorry. In the 50s, you would not have bleached hair like that.
Well, it was 1960.
Okay, but they were in high school from 56 to
Well, maybe
60.
he's going for a little pompadour, he was trying to be a singer.
Pompadour, sure, but his natural hair color. Who bleached their hair in the 50s? I don't think guys bleached their hair in the 50s.
Sure they did. When you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. The Jets dyed their hair.
And his acting, that voice, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. It was terrible. And then I read that he was doing that because he did not want to listen to his uncle. He wanted to be rebellious against his uncle and do his own thing.
Do you know where he got that voice from?
It was terrible.
Gumby and Pokey.
Well, I'm sorry. It threw me out of the film every single time. I was like, what the hell is with this voice? And I kept saying to you, the moment he opened his mouth, I was like, what is going on? It was so freaking weird. And it made it so weird between him and Kathleen Turner. It was like, I didn't believe their relationship at all. There was no chemistry. And his weird voice threw me out of the film every time. I was like, this is the weirdest thing ever.
So,
I'm like, why are they ruining a time travel movie?
Okay, so what is this movie about, Elizabeth?
Time travel.
It's not really about time travel. I mean, there is mystical time travel.
You tell me, because whatever they were trying to say by this film didn't come across that way.
Well,
it was
look,
confusing.
They're getting divorced.
There was no point to it. I'm sorry. I'm going on and on about this film. Okay. I love the idea that she goes back in time. She's unhappy. They're getting divorced.
They're getting divorced. He's been. There's a lot of infidelity happening there.
Yeah, he's cheated on her. And so when she goes back in time, she's like, she got married young, so she's like, I'm gonna sow my wild oats. Forget this shit. I'm not gonna marry him. And so one minute she's like pushing him away, and the next minute she feels bad, and she's like pulling him closer, and then she's pushing him away, and then it's like, whoa.
But people are conflicted that way. I mean,
Sure.
she's now finding herself back in time, and from this fantasy perspective.
And she keeps saying like that she misses her kids, but then she's not thinking like, well, if I don't marry him, I'm not going to have those kids.
But she's already married him. She knows that she's already lived that part of her life.
Yeah, but then she can't be worried about missing her kids if she doesn't want to marry him again, because she's not going to have those kids.
Well, it's not like Back to the Future, where it's not that kind of time travel.
I don't know, but then they didn't even set up any time travel rules. Like, she's always bringing it up, and
well, it's more of a dream. She faints. She literally had a heart attack.
Oh, that covers up all the weird loopholes that it was a dream. Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Well, I mean, and she goes back and she meets another actor I really like, Barry Miller, who plays now in the future, in the present day, in '85. He's become a very wealthy scientist.
I liked that character.
And she goes back and tries to reestablish connection with him back in high school and tells him about the future and what's going to happen.
Which is also a little weird. She's like giving him all these things that haven't been invented yet, but he's not the one who invented those things. And then
he's like the Bill Gates of his day.
I know, but so what? Now they're going to change the future where this guy is the one who invents the Walkman and invents the.
Well, maybe. I mean, look, it's a little loosey goosey in that way.
It's very loosey goosey.
If this is much more of a fantasy than a science fiction movie.
Wow, you're very generous.
I try and find the good in a movie like this.
Is it because it's Coppola? Is
yes,
that why?
yes.
Really?
I'm looking at it. Look, I know he needed a job and needed money.
Can you take off your Coppola glasses, your rose-colored Coppola glasses, and really take a look at this film and tell me honestly that you loved this film?
I don't love this movie. I find this movie to be an interesting miss.
An interesting miss.
Yeah, an interesting miss. Because I think there's a lot in it that I do like. I like the supporting cast. I like the relationships that she has in the film. Also, Barry Miller played Ralph Garcia in Alan Parker's 1980 Fame, which we should do.
We should do Fame.
I love Fame. And I love that actor, and I'd forgotten he was in the film. So it was really good to see him sort of come back.
Which character was that?
The tech magnate that she goes back
I haven't seen Fame.
Well, you
only bits of it.
You've probably seen the TV show.
No, I've not seen the TV show.
Well, I love Fame, and it's a great movie.
When did Fame come out?
1980.
Yeah, I was young.
So she meets Kevin O'Connor, who is this like beat poet guy, this funky artist.
Yeah, and his acting.
Loner. And you didn't like him?
No. And then it was weird and creepy because she looks so much older than him, and they're making out. It just creeped me out.
Well, and she says that he was. It's funny because when you see a picture of him at the reunion, he's running track. He's on the track team. And then when she goes, he's like a jock, but then when you go meet him,
he's some poet.
He's this weird beat,
weird.
He's wants to go on the road with Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg.
He's weird.
That's what he's. But and then he even says, "Run away with me. We'll become with me and another woman." So polygamy is illegal in Utah.
Right, and she's like thinking, "I already."
By the way, this movie was written by a married couple, a husband and wife.
It's funny, he goes on and on about how much he hates Hemingway, but yet Hemingway had a ménage à trois. He did.
Did you just speak French?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's like railing against Hemingway, yet that's what he wants.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he's and they sleep together.
They do.
They spend the night together.
Under the stars in the set.
There's actual great camera work when they're kissing. The highlights
I was
are on
so
the face.
distracted by the Christmas lights as stars that I didn't notice the kiss part. And it was creepy because she looks a lot older than him. Yeah.
So, was there anything in this film? I mean, you didn't find the idea of going back into your past. I mean, I think. Look,
I really liked her interaction with her mother.
Right.
I really, really liked that. I liked her family, the way she interacted with her family. I even liked her dad and that whole thing where he brings home a car and she kind of makes fun of him. And then, he's hurt and I don't know. I thought it was funny that she was drinking and he was like, "What are you doing?"
Drinking and smoking.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are some good moments.
Look, I think it's interesting because we've recently watched Back to the Future.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Was he trying to copy Back to the Future? Because they go back to the same time period.
Well, yeah, 5 years later, but
yeah.
But I think one of the problems with this film is Back to the Future came out a year before this movie.
Yeah.
And I think that this film with Coppola being in it and Nicolas Cage, who had been in movie he played a supporting role in Rumblefish, which came out in '83.
I like Nicolas Cage, but see,
I do too.
Him in this, whatever he did with his voice, it was just too goddamn weird.
Well, I agree, and this is a directorial call, but I mean, family matters, and
yeah, it's like he couldn't get his nephew under control.
Yeah, and I think this is a really interesting. You have a director that's clearly Coppola needed work. It's not like his career was taking off, even though he'd made The Outsiders. This movie was a hit. It was a minor hit.
Which blows my mind. And
Well,
then it was nominated for three
Academy
Oscars?
Awards, yeah. Costume design, cinematography, and I think Kathleen Turner
Okay, I could see that.
for acting.
Yeah, she was good, but it's too bad she was in this film.
Wow.
She didn't fit. She was too old to be a teen in high school, and she was too young to be a mom of an adult.
Well, I can't argue with you there. So on our scale of 1 to 4 glasses of wine.
Are we done?
No, is there anything in this movie that you...
we could go through the plot. I might get lost, though.
It doesn't have much of a plot.
It really doesn't.
I mean, and really, it's the reconciliation of these relationships. Like, there isn't a lot of... Like, in Back to the Future, there's a ticking clock.
Yeah.
And in this movie, the ticking clock is who's going to go where, but you don't really ever believe she's back in her actual past because they don't set that up. On one hand...
Yeah, you never get the sense that she's in her... It's like an alternate past.
She's in a dream world, and the thing is, what's really interesting is when you go back in time and the road less traveled is an irresistible kernel of an idea. You can always make that work. And like the movie Mr. Nobody, which I love. Do we watch Mr. Nobody together? Mm-mm. Oh, we got to watch it. Mr. Nobody is one of my favorite movies about that, the road less traveled. There's actually 3 different alternate timelines in that movie, but movies like Sliding Doors, you ever see that with Gwyneth Paltrow?
I did see that.
This doesn't really have that.
No.
Because she's a woman who's already in turmoil. She doesn't want to go back to her high school graduation. There's people that she doesn't like very much, but they don't even do a very good job of dealing with that.
They don't.
And so they don't really juxtapose. You meet all the people. You meet the people in the beginning, like Joan Allen.
Yeah.
Who hasn't apparently her tall Bobby socks wearing, prim and proper friend who hasn't apparently changed in 25 years.
Right, and she married her high school sweetheart.
Married a high school sweetheart.
Apparently happy.
Yeah, so there isn't a lot of... Even going back is not...
And even the evil girl, she's not evil enough.
No. And there isn't... you don't get to make those connections. Whereas Back to the Future does a really good job of showing you... Goldie, who works at the soda fountain, is the janitor... And he's like, Mayor, I'll be mayor, and then you see he does become the mayor.
Right.
And it has a lot, like this movie should be a lot more fun than it is.
Yeah.
This
It's not fun. You feel confused and you feel annoyed. Annoyed as hell every time Nicolas Cage is on screen.
And also, I didn't know, by the way, do you know they turned this into a musical?
No.
Yeah, in 2001. And it did good business,
I'm
but
sure
then
the musical is better than
well, it was cut short because of 9/11.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so and it did well. But I think the real problem with it, I'd love to see the musical version because I would
because Nicolas Cage wouldn't be in
but
it.
it also probably tells a better story.
Yes, a better thought out.
A better version of this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think that
Did it win any Oscars?
no. It did win some lesser awards.
That blows my mind.
Well, I think that there's a lot of people that, the pop fun of Back to the Future, there's a lot of, there's always snobby people about art, and they looked at this maybe as the more erudite, upscaled version of a Back to the Future, and we're trying to, because it is, look, the pedigree of this movie is pretty good. Kathleen Turner was a big star.
This is a film with a story. I mean, and if the story is not clear and it's really shallow, and there's no satisfaction in this film.
Also, there's a scene where I think it's Jim Carrey who is doing lines, and I'm like, that's not how you do it.
Yeah, they don't even know.
There's no Coke verisimilitude in this, which is strange because
that's what you latch onto.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, if you're gonna show me somebody doing some fatty rails on a mirror at a party,
he was just setting it up. They don't show the part where they're actually snorting it.
No, they don't. But yeah, I didn't like it. Didn't like that part.
Yeah, I didn't like most of this film.
Wow. Now I feel bad I showed it to you.
Oh no! I love when you show me films that I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I mean, I was hoping, to be honest, I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
Yeah.
And I bought this Blu-ray because it came out from, I think it's a smaller label. I was surprised it came out. Like, who put this out? Image Entertainment put this out. Like, this is, and I'm a Coppola completist, so I got this disc. And I hadn't seen it. I probably haven't seen this movie since it came out, to be honest.
Yeah, but for someone who judges each film on its own, you should not even consider who the director or...
You can't not consider who the director is. You can't...
But that is blinding you to...
No, because I'm looking at this...
the mess that this film is.
It didn't blind me. I'm not saying, oh, I love this movie, and it's beyond reproach. I mean, I think this movie is beautifully made. It's beautifully shot. I love John Barry's score in it.
I didn't even notice the score.
Well, there's a lot about this movie that I enjoy from a technical standpoint, and I find the storyline I think the biggest failing of this movie is the script.
The script is terrible.
I think the script is muddled and it doesn't know.
It's muddled.
And I think that this movie probably got greenlit, even though it it was in development and it went through a number of people. I think that this movie got greenlit and got made because of Back to the Future.
Yeah, I don't think they had a clear sense of what they were trying to say.
Yeah, and I think this is a film that and also, having not read the script, maybe Nicolas Cage, his performance and the acrimony between Kathleen Turner and her.
Look, if I were his uncle, I would have been like, what the fuck, dude? You do this right or you're out of here.
Yeah, but it could...
Cut the crap with your stupid, weird voice.
Well, it could have been...
ruining a movie's only as strong as its weakest actor.
But I keep going back to something when I was working for Bryan Singer, and I did the documentary on Usual Suspects. When Benicio del Toro said... And he says this in my documentary.
Oh, but he
says Benicio del Toro said, "Look, my function in this movie is to die. That's what it is. Verbal Kint is supposed to die." So he came into Bryan, and they started doing. He started doing his flip you, and so Bryan's like, "Is this the way you're going to do your character?" And he's like, "Yeah. I mean, if you don't like my character, we'll do something else." He's like, "No. Oh, if it's your choice," and the actors are like, Gabriel Byrne told me, he goes, is this what you're going for? To Brian, is this what you're going for? I don't know. And it was, and it made the character memorable because
oh my
it
God,
worked.
It was so good.
Yeah, no, it was great, but that was
totally
another
worked, but he wasn't like modulating his voice. He was just doing weird shit with the character.
Right. Well, I didn't believe a guy who talked like that could also be a crooner. A singer. He's supposed to be this great singer. And usually if somebody's a good singer, they also have a good speaking voice. And I didn't believe that with him. So I do think you're right. I mean, his performance does. There's no verisimilitude.
It ruins this film.
No verisimilitude.
It does, and I love Nicholas. He's great in Raising Arizona. I think he's fantastic.
My seed could find no purchase.
But I don't know why he was doing that. Was this one of the first films he was in?
No, I mean, and he had worked with it. Like I said, in 3 years before, he was in Rumblefish.
That's true, and he was really good in Rumblefish.
He was good in Rumblefish. I mean, he's
so weird. It's because of his uncle.
Look, I also think it was the mid-'80s. I think, he apparently, Kathleen Turner in her 2008 memoir said that he had stolen a Chihuahua and got drunk, drunk driving.
He just was weird right then.
Yeah, I think he was probably doing a little bit of, he was doing the Bolivian marching powder, probably. Keep things going. It was after all, they were shooting this in '85, that's when Miami Vice started. I mean, it was peak nose cheddar. They were chopping that cheddar. Push it to the limit, like in Scarface.
Oh Lord. Yeah. Even Sofia Coppola was pretty good in this film.
Yeah, she was. She was.
I mean, she only had a very few.
She's in Rumblefish too. Sofia Coppola plays Diane Lane's little sister.
Yeah.
And they look nothing alike. It's the most miscast.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand
I was like, what the? And then when I read who she was, I was like, oh yeah, nepotism.
I mean, it was just a little, just a few things,
And I just can't. I mean, I like the story of Godfather 3, but I just can't get past her.
Well, it was when Winona Ryder was going to do it, and she was suffering from exhaustion.
Could you imagine if she did? How different that film would be.
I know. Apparently, Coppola's going to. I think Godfather 3 is a very, very good movie. Does it reach the heights of Godfather 1 and 2? Certainly not.
No, because of his daughter.
That's a big part of it. It's a big part of it, and it's a little underdeveloped. But like with Apocalypse Now, Coppola is going back and going to re-edit Godfather 3 as kind of.
But it's not going to help. It's not going to remove his daughter.
Well, no,
no.
I know. But look,
that's
what are you going to do?
That's very sweet that he wanted to, put his daughter in all these films. It's probably something
his sons.
If my dad were a director, he probably would put me in all of his films.
Yeah, Giancarlo and Roman Coppola have worked until he died in a car accident. Not Roman, but Gianni. But it's not for Gio. Is Gio short for Giovanni? I don't know. Don. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know what his name is.
So yes, that's part of it. But I mean, I do think that as far as Coppola's filmography is concerned, this is probably one of my least favorite of his movies. And I like a lot. I mean, I like One from the Heart. A lot of people don't like that. I really like The Outsiders. I love Rumblefish. And I think Coppola's one of his most underrated movies is The Rainmaker.
See, I haven't
you ever see that with Matt Damon?
I haven't seen most of his films.
Really like The Rainmaker. A lot of people don't.
I haven't seen it.
Then Tucker, another great film.
Tucker I really liked.
It's great.
I liked Rumblefish.
Rumblefish is good. I love Rumblefish. Should do Rumblefish. But now, we've just did Coppola. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this movie is... We
should do The Godfather.
Yeah, but if The Godfather's what are we going to say? How this movie's great.
Sure.
It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. This movie's, we could do that. But it's not
you guys want us to do
But it's not going to bring any scintillating conversation or debate.
Right, because it's been talked about so much.
I mean, it's like doing The Godfather's like we'd be like, so Elizabeth, do you like The Godfather? Loved it. One of my favorite movies ever. Me too.
No, because we could go through the plot and really dissect it.
Yeah, but everybody knows the plot of it.
That's true.
I mean,
forget I said anything.
Well, no, it's not that we shouldn't. I mean, I'd rather talk about movies that either are weird, that don't work, that people might not know.
True.
I mean, we are supposed to be whining about movies, so I guess this episode sticks up
Yes.
This movie lives up to the title of our show.
And I'm going to pick a film for Friday that you and I like, but most people don't. So that'll be an interesting conversation.
And then Wednesday, we're doing The Fisher King.
We are.
As suggested by Kaz Graphics. Now, we've got a couple letters. I mean, we can get back to this, but I don't know. I just want to give a shout out to Throg. So I had mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it on Robservations or Elizaviews. I was talking about the Arrow
Yes.
DVD sale, the Criterion sale, the Arrow sale, and I said that I had forgotten, because I had ordered some Arrow discs, which I have not got, but I forgot that I didn't order Stormy Monday. So Throg generously got me a copy of Mike Figgis's Stormy Monday.
Very
One of
cool.
his early films, so I want to give a big shout out to Throg for that. That was very, very, very nice. And by the way, I also got my Lawrence of Arabia replacement disc today, which is very
By the
nice.
way, when the package came for this, I was like, "You've been getting packages every single day."
And I'm like, I'm like,
what
I didn't-
else did you order?
I was like, I didn't order
I didn't
it.
do it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, and she's like going, yeah, right. I said, no, I
right.
didn't order any discs. Clearly, it's a disc. I didn't order it.
He wasn't lying.
I wasn't lying. It wasn't like a Hot Toys figure where I'm like, I didn't order that.
Yeah. He always says, "I've been paying for it over time."
But that's true, though. That is true. It's true.
Where's your Nicolas Cage figure?
I don't have a Nicolas Cage figure. I used to have a face-off figure. I don't have it anymore.
What happened to it?
The girl who bought it for me took it. She took it after we broke up. She took my Nicolas Cage face-off figure.
Wow.
I know. It was great. It's a bootleg figure.
Well, she did pay for it, so
She did. And she took it away. Like it was always hers to take, so I'd
Well,
love
it
to get
was a
that figure.
gift,
I'd love to,
so-
yeah, I'd love to get that figure again. I don't know. I mean, I don't have any Nicolas Cage.
it's fine. He was
there is-
terrible in this film.
There is a Hot Toys Ghost Rider figure, but I never got that. But I don't know if it comes. I think
Yeah.
it maybe comes with a Nicolas Cage head sculpt.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, clearly on your birthday, I don't want this to be a bummer of a show. So we do have some letters here.
But wait, back
Uh-oh.
to figures for 1 second.
Okay.
I still want a Zed.
I know you
With a
want
bow.
a Zed. I know. You know what? I pulled out our
Maybe I'll make it myself.
letters, and for whatever reason, I don't know. They disappeared. Hang on. I gotta find them again. But I will. I'll find them. I'll find them. We will get to them. Okay. Remo Ugolini.
Oh.
Remo Ugolini says, I quite enjoy your whining about movies segments. I would like to make a few suggestions for a romantic Friday, or just generally. The Unbearable Lightness of Being, which is great. Long, but a great story about a Czech doctor and his wife during the Velvet Revolution. That's directed by Philip Kaufman. It's amazing.
I haven't seen that.
It's amazing. And Cinema Paradiso.
Oh, yes. Very good.
I have multiple copies of that on Blu-ray. Henry and June, another Philip Kaufman movie.
haven't seen that.
A compelling film about Henry Miller and Anais Nin. Anais, is it Anais? This word, Anais?
Yeah. Anais.
Anais. Queen of Hearts, a film by John Emile set in Little Italy in London, which is seen through a young boy whose parents eloped to England to escape a jilted suitor out for
Wow.
revenge.
I have not seen that.
Take
that sounds
the-
interesting.
Take This Waltz, a Canadian film by Sarah Polley with Michelle Williams as a person who strays from her husband for the thrill of a new relationship. The Hidden, one of the strangest interstellar buddy cop movies ever, directed by the great Jack Shoulder, who directed A Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Okay.
I showed you The Hidden.
You need to forward me this email.
And Once Upon a Time in America, which I own.
See, I haven't seen most of these.
I own most of them.
You show me The Hidden?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one? What is it?
There is an alien that keeps crawling into people's mouths, and it likes to. It's so great because The Hidden is a movie where the audience that it's directed to, the antagonist, the villain in the movie, is the audience that's watching the movie, because it's an alien that wants to drive Ferraris,
did not see that.
Inhabit the body of strippers and be president of the United States and most importantly to Dieter Bastian, listen to metal.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've seen it. I showed it to you.
There's no way I would remember that.
First time I ever heard Concrete Blonde in a movie. Still in Hollywood. So good. Michael Nouri from Flashdance and Kyle MacLachlan star. And Claudia Christian from Babylon 5 is in it.
I don't remember this at all.
Well,
aliens that climb into people's mouths.
Yes.
And they want to drive Ferraris and
yes.
become president.
Yes, and listen to heavy metal.
And I've seen this.
I've shown it to you before.
What did I say?
You probably fell asleep.
So I didn't like it.
No, I think you can't not like this movie. The Hidden's great.
But would I like it?
You would love it because it's so much fun. It's peak mid to late 80s, low budget, New Line cinema sci-fi.
Okay, that sounds like something I would like.
It's good. It is good.
Forward this email to me so I have a list. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will forward the email to you right now.
Awesome.
Well, I'll do it later. Hang on. I got to get back and see. There was another letter that I now have to find. That's the one I just sent.
You didn't set it up.
I did set it up. I did set it up, and I don't know where they went. I must have accidentally. Oh, Aaron Johnson. Aaron Johnson said, "Greetings, Rob, and the Post-Geek Singularity. I thought I would comment on Point Break, as well as the Bill and Ted movies, as well as a dog movie in lieu of the dog interlude recently. That's because I had the dogs come on the show again. But also a Rick Moranis, Steve Martin flick. This is going to be a long letter, so please keep that in mind. I hope it's not that long of a letter. The first comment goes to Point Break. I was quite intrigued by the rather remarkable commentary both you and Elizabeth had to say the other day. Was my commentary remarkable, or was it just drunk?
It was drunk.
The other day, which I have to agree.
Was remarkable.
Yeah, yours was remarkable. The film is fun, but the portions of the commentary where you and Elizabeth had a cussing match over Johnny Utah and Bodie and the ex-presidents kind of muddled up the enjoyment of the commentary.
Aww.
When I first saw the film back in the 90s, I was not disappointed by the action. I actually kind of liked how Keanu Reeves' Johnny Utah interacted with Patrick Swayze's Bodie. So did I. The only portion of the film that was a pass was the Gary Busey character. I love the Gary Busey character.
You're wrong.
But despite that, this film has its joys because Bodie and Utah are quite remarkable. Next in this letter, Rob, is the first two Bill and Ted movies in honor of Bill and Ted Face the Music. I hope you watched the Comic-Con panel over the weekend. Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey are great examples of early Keanu Reeves roles. Reeves and Alex Winter interact quite well with George Carlin as Rufus. Both films have their humorous moments. In An Excellent Adventure, the humorous moments range from a comedic take on Beethoven, a rather amusing take on Napoleon, a comedic Abe Lincoln who says, "Party on, dudes." In Bogus Journey, the highlight bit of humor in Face the Music is Bill Sadler's take on the Grim Reaper. Yet Sadler feels more like one of the funny characters, similar to how George Carlin's Rufus acts. Anyway, to conclude on this portion of the letter, Bill and Ted is a great film series. It has great characters, great stories, great subplots. Audiences love the characters. I just believe if Face the Music can resurrect this franchise, it could possibly get more films going. The next film I'm going to mention in this letter involves the dog film topic. And the first film is the 1995 animated family film Balto with Kevin Bacon voicing the title role. And the film also co-stars Bob Hoskins as Boris, Bridget Fonda as Jenna, Phil Collins as Muck and Luck, Jim Cummings as Steele, and many other voice talents as other characters in the film. This is a great letter. It goes from Point Break to Balto. The film follows a wolf dog who, with other sled dogs, managed to bring back medicine for people during a diphtheria epidemic during the Alaskan winter of 1925. This film spawned 2 sequels, but the ending of the film is so remarkable. The next film I'm going to mention in this letter is a comedy that has to do with another FBI man, but with a mob person he's protecting, and it's Rick Moranis and Steve Martin in My Blue Heaven. I worked on My Blue Heaven. And while it comes out, I was working at Warner Brothers when My Blue Heaven was made, and it was one of the movies that I worked with my executive production manager on. And while it came out 1 year before Point Break, 1990, the same tone of friendship is in this film where Rick Moranis is basically protecting Steve Martin, yet you seem to understand that there's a sense of camaraderie between Moranis and Martin. Anyone who loves Steve Martin's humorous bits when he has darker hair in some of these older movies would find the film enjoyable.
I love him. The
pattern between all of these films is that all of them offer great storytelling. My question for you, Rob, in the PGS is, what is your favorite Keanu Reeves movie, your favorite Steve Martin or Rick Moranis comedy, and your favorite dog movie? Well, that's a lot of questions. Okay, Elizabeth.
Wow.
What's your favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
Oh. Well, probably, well, name some of them.
River's Edge.
I haven't seen
Coppola's
that.
Dracula.
I haven't seen that.
Speed.
I haven't seen that.
The Matrix Reloaded, The Matrix Revolutions.
Yes, I've seen those.
John Wick 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, okay. I really, I liked him in The Matrix.
Well, that's...
And I liked him in John Wick.
You didn't like Speed?
I didn't see Speed.
What? You've never seen Speed?
No,
Oh my God. Speed's great.
I haven't seen Speed.
Jan de Bont's first at bat as a director before he made The Haunting.
Is that your favorite Keanu Reeves?
No. My favorite Keanu Reeves movie is The Matrix.
Okay.
In terms of... And I do have great love for John Wick. But on the other hand, I do love an early movie he made called River's Edge.
Is that the one that's kind of half animated?
No, that's
There's one-
Waking Life.
Okay, I've seen
Yeah, he's in that too. No, River's Edge is the movie about Daniel Roebuck plays a guy who kills his girlfriend and strangles her and leaves her by the side of this river.
Oh, jeez.
And keeps it's
He was also in a Walk in the Clouds.
he was in A Walk in the Clouds and The Lake House.
Yes.
I like The Lake House. Mm-hmm. So
That's with
sappy romantic comedy.
yeah, that's kind of a time thing.
Kind of
too.
a, yeah, you find out that they're in different time periods.
Yeah, I liked that film.
And apparently their mailbox is their way to
Yeah, that was a cute-
because every mailbox transcends time, I guess.
I kind of liked it. It reminded me of Dear Millie, the book series.
I didn't read that.
Oh, it's good.
Why would I pick up a Dear Millie? I mean, I don't want to. Anybody who loves the book series, I don't want to put that down. So what's your favorite Steve Martin or Rick Moranis comedy?
I love Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is
Yeah.
great. I have to tell you, one of my favorite Rick Moranis performances is when he plays Ellen Ames' manager in Streets of Fire.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that.
And I've got to say, Strange Brew.
I don't know if I've seen that
Bob and Doug
either.
McKenzie. Come on. I mean, when you think Rick Moranis comedy, I'm thinking where he plays the leading role. Strange Brew, I mean, it was a character that he originated on SCTV, and
Yeah.
But then again, also I love Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters is great.
During the third reconciliation
It's
of the
true.
last of the Kettrick supplicants, the traveler came as a giant moving. Anyway,
Yeah.
what about Steve Martin?
Yes. I love Steve Martin. I loved what's the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is very
love that film. Yeah, that's my favorite Steve Martin film.
I he made it. I really like L.A. Story.
I don't know if I've seen.
Well,
Did you show me that?
no,
I don't think I've seen that.
I like L.A. Story. So, okay, what's your favorite dog movie?
Oh. Huh. Does the Fantastic Mr. Fox count? It
Well,
is a-
technically, dogs are offshoots of foxes, so I guess you could say that. I've answered this question before on Robservations. My favorite dog movie is A Boy and His Dog, starring Don Johnson, based on the Harlan Ellison story Bloods Are Over.
I don't.
It's a post-apocalyptic that we could do
Oh,
that.
you told me
About a
that
psychic,
film. I haven't seen it, but
Oh, it's great.
you did tell me about it.
It's peak mid-70s low-budget sci-fi from a great literary source,
You know what I also
directed
like?
by L.Q. Jones.
I dream of doing a series with young children and watching kids movies. I love Milo and Otis. It's so good. But there's so many kid movies that I would love to review with a kid.
Yeah, but we can't do it on YouTube because this channel, none of our programming is directed at children. Because they can't, we would get
Damn it.
demonetized.
But we'd have to start a different channel.
Yeah, we'd have to do it somewhere on
And we'd
some
have
other
to
platform.
find a kid or kids.
Yeah, it would be cool. Like, we could call it the Ludovico technique with blah, blah, blah. And we could feed kids behavioral drugs. Like, let's get them up on pharmacological drugs, and
the
show them
hell?
movies.
No.
Alex would approve.
No, I just think it would be fun to review movies with kids. And I would love to show kids really great kids movies and get their opinion on them. But kids are so freaking funny.
Well, yeah, it would be good. but you know.
Anyway, just an idea.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys for writing in. If you want to write letters to Eliz Views, you can. You can send movies to us. You can send letters to us
and movies
at the Burnettwork.net website, and you can send us videos and everything. And
we love videos and movies.
Yeah.
And letters.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go.
Absolutely. Now, let's see what does anybody have to say? I don't want to, use any of the Robservations. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. One of the things that I need to do is, now that I was just reminded of this, that this needs to be shown, because it's not like I forgot about this. I was going to get to this soon.
What if you and I reviewed kids' movies?
I
think that'd be fun.
I mean, we could.
Drink wine and review kids' movies?
Theoretically, we could. I think I want to start this off by saying one of our readers who's here, one of our watchers, Ray Gun Media.
Yes.
Ray Gun Media made you something. Well, yes, that's right. I
love that shirt, by the way.
So Mr. Ray Gun, who's a watcher on this channel, created an amazing bit of art for your birthday.
Yes, for my birthday.
And here it is. Here's the amazing.
The pictures.
Wait,
good.
I can't put it there. Why is it not? That's bad. That's not what I want to do. Hang on. It's in the wrong. Hang on. It's in the wrong thing. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do this so you can actually see it. I put it in the wrong place. And let me change that so you can actually see it. So
funny.
Here it is. This is amazing. It's like a 12-inch album cover of you as Elizabella instead of Barbarella.
We should make a poster of that.
Oh, I'm sure we can. I think this is amazing. It's you as Barbarella.
And look, your eyes are in the background.
I know, my eyes are in the background. This is amazing. And Ray Gun Media, who's in the super chat right now. By the way, Ray Gun, I don't know if I won't use your real name because you said Ray Gun in the chat. This is on her page on Facebook, on Elizabeth's page on Facebook. We already posted this, but this is an amazing piece of artwork. I was blown away when I saw this. This is so cool and very creative. Have you seen Barbarella?
No.
Well, we'll have to watch that as well.
Yes.
That would be a very fun movie to do as an Elizabeth.
It would be.
You know what we're gonna do? As a matter of fact, when it comes out, we'll save it. But we're gonna do a special double feature, a Dino De Laurentiis double feature, where we're gonna do Barbarella and Flash Gordon.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. But this is an amazing piece of artwork that Raygun Media Productions sent you. And if you go to MrRaygun.com, there's a lot of fun stuff there. Mm-hmm. So check that out. So yes, that is.
Should have worn my T-shirt today.
I know. Well, you love that. And
I do love that.
I love that pew 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 T-shirt because it accentuates your ample bosoms, and it
does make them look huge.
I love that, which is fantastic. So let's see. Let's start with Willow. Would be the first tonight. And by the way, there's a few super chats I haven't got to today. I'm going to save them for Robservations tomorrow. But the first is from Willow.
Awesome.
Now, can you please pronounce Joyeux anniversary?
Joyeux anniversary.
Say that again.
Only once, 30,000 subs.
Come on,
she says it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, so you have to read it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You have to say it 5 times. You have to read it.
I love when you speak French.
No, because when you said it, it sounds great, and Willow Willow deserves excellence.
No, you can say it.
I can't say that.
I love when you speak French.
No, I know, but it's better. This is for you.
Go for it.
How'd you say it again? Joyeux anniversary. Joie de vivre anniversary. I can't say that. It's Willow. You should say it again. She said it 4 or 5 times.
She did that so that she could hear you speak French.
Joyeux and anniversary. That's about okay. That's about all I can get. Spectator sends in a super chat and says, "For the ace, joyful day to the birth of you. May you have many more. Here's a toast to you."
Thank you.
Julius Goodwin is here. Hello, sir. While not a big fan of this movie, it does pose an interesting question. If you could get a chance to do it over and avoid relationships that end in pain, would you?
Whoa, wait, what?
Well, Julius makes a really good. He says this movie. He doesn't like this movie. Not a big fan of the
Yeah,
movie. It does
I
pose.
agree.
It does pose an interesting question. If you could get a chance to do it over and avoid relationships that end in pain, would you?
Yes.
You would avoid relationships that end in pain?
Yes.
You don't subscribe to the James Tiberius Kirk school of I need my pain.
I mean, you do need a certain amount of pain, but looking back, I wish I could change what I chose.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. If you did, and I know what you mean by that, if you did do that, byproducts of that relationship would
Yeah.
not exist.
So I was thinking about it after watching this film. I was thinking, okay, I would stay in that relationship long enough to have my 2 kids, and then after Sophie was born, I would bail. Because I stayed in it way past that time.
How long did you stay in it?
I stayed in it for 17 years.
And when did you know it wasn't
And
for you?
we were divorced after 21 years.
Yeah, we lived in sin.
We did.
You and I. I was living with a married woman.
I mean, it was really hard. It's hard to divorce somebody yeah.
I hope he doesn't sue us for defamation.
I didn't say anything. I said yeah.
Julius Goodwin goes on to say, "For this one, Mr. Burnett, I'll need you to find the inner rapper that's in each one of us to celebrate the special day. Ahem, ahem. Go, Shawty, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. Gonna drink Bacardi like it's your birthday." I don't think I did it. I didn't.
That was so good.
I didn't do it that right.
Oh, I love that. Do it again.
Go, Shawty, it's your birthday. Gonna party like it's your birthday. Gonna drink Bacardi like it's your birthday. Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for making him do that.
Yeah. And if I knew the words better,
It was great.
that was pretty good. I think somebody just their speakers broke or something. They're like, what the hell was that?
Everyone had to turn the volume down, but that's okay.
Lord Toth says, Zenato Velopolicilla Repasso. I don't even know what that is. Superiore, 5 stars. That's Italian, obviously. Zenato Valpolicia. What does that mean? Valpolicia? Something?
I have no idea. I don't speak Italian.
Repasso Superiore. Right?
Oh, maybe he thinks this is a 5-star movie?
Could be. Malbrained sends in a super chat and says, "Blue Velvet, Stand By Me, Baby It's You, great films named after songs. Any others? Love, Peggy Sue. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Drink."
Drink.
Purple Rain. Purple Rain. Song. What do you mean you're going like this? Like, Moon River, Moonlight's. Round Midnight. Although that's a jazz song. What other songs? There's many.
La La Land.
To Live and Die in L.A. Although that song was written for the movie, so that's cheating. I'd have to think about that. I mean, That Thing You Do. Of course, that was a made-up song for a movie.
Yeah, that's tough.
Somebody made a movie called Stormy Weather at some point, I think, right?
Did they?
They have
I
to.
think you're making stuff up.
Moonlight
now.
Serenade? No, that was a Glenn Miller story I'm thinking about. Did we drink? We didn't drink to Malbrain.
I did.
Oh, you did? I
I'll
did.
drink again.
Let's drink again. Michael Preston sends in a super chat and says, "Happy birthday. Love you guys. Drink on."
Oh, well, thank you. We will.
We will drink on. I always feel bad when I have this up. I mean, I feel like people should be looking at us. But then I leave it up.
They're looking at us.
I know, but okay. We're far away, but okay. Michael Preston sends in a super chat and says, "Happy birthday. Love you guys. Drink on." Let's drink on to that. Yes, we will. Tim says, Timbula the Spider Monkey says, happy 21st birthday to the Enchantress of Entertainment.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, we've been drinking all this time and you're just turning 21?
Well, you know I'm French, so.
Well, okay. All right, well, God, I feel like... Malbrained says, and sends in a super chat and says, Jack Kerouac was a jock, by the way, a star football player. Ah, verisimilitancy. Verisimilitancy. Well, I wasn't saying that Jack Kerouac couldn't have been a jock. I was just saying that I don't think I didn't believe that Kevin O'Connor's character was necessarily, Michael Fitzsimmons was necessarily a beat poet. He was not Allen Ginsberg, and he certainly was not Jack Kerouac. And I didn't see him as a beat. He was a high school wannabe beat.
Yeah.
Jet Screamer says, "Why I oughta."
Yes.
Throg lives again. Says, glad I could add to the mischief, Rob. Next comes the sex toys from Seven. To be honest. To go along with the rocking machine, Herman McKink's rocking machine from A Clockwork Orange, I think the sex toy, well, I wouldn't call it a toy. I would say the sex death torture device from Seven is pretty interesting. It'd be a cool prop to have.
It'd be scary.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well,
please don't send that.
Yeah, no. It would cost. That thing's huge. No.
There's no room for it anyway.
No. Raygun Media says, hi guys, I sent a little birthday piece for Elizabeth to your email account. Happy birthday, Ace. Let's look at this great piece of artwork
thank you.
one more time. Look at that. I love this. I wish this was like, this looks like the cover of a Sieg Sputnik 12-inch is what it looks like.
It's very cool.
It's very cool.
I want a poster of it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he could get you one. Yeah, I would like to get an album-sized printout of this, like a high-resolution printout, and frame it and put it on the wall.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
Yeah, that would be good to do. Throggy 2 times says September 19th is the 30th anniversary of Goodfellas, and if not, how about the Coen Brothers' Miller's Crossing? We've talked about that. Hashtag Bodie lives and hashtag Johnny Utah forever. You know what? We talked about doing Miller's Crossing. We didn't because it was a little obscure as far as the Coen Brothers filmography goes. I love Miller's Crossing. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
We should still do it. People are still asking.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll do that. It's great. Jared Snyder sends in a super chat and says, this is so much better than Siskel and Ebert. Could I suggest Consuming Passions, Map of the Human Heart, or Diva, or Amadeus? Let me tell you, next month, Kino is putting out Diva on Blu-ray, and I love when I can take Diva is one of the last vestiges of my DVD collection that hasn't had it come out on Blu-ray, at least domestically. I think it came out in France, but I don't think it was subtitled in English. So yes, I can't wait to do Diva. But those are all.
Amadeus would be fun.
Amadeus would be fun. I love Amadeus.
So do I.
I love Amadeus.
I haven't seen the other two.
Both Map of the Human Heart and Diva are great. I tried to show you.
I've seen Diva.
Oh, have you seen Diva? And Consuming Passions, I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that.
But I would look into that. It'd be great. I'm glad you think it's better than Siskel and Ebert. Zach Losel is here.
Hello.
And sends in a super chat and says, happiest of birthdays and many more to the one and only Ace.
Aww.
Glamorous, hilarious, engaging, spicy, witty, and talented. You are a treasure to humanity. Cheers to you both.
Wow.
L'chaim.
Well, thank you, Zach. That's very,
L'chaim to
very
you, sir.
Sweet.
B'rei Priya Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you.
My Private Throgo says, my own Private Idaho is my favorite Keanu Reeves movie. Wow, it also stars the late River Phoenix. It does, and it was directed by Gus Van Sant. I also have
seen that.
I have that on Blu-ray right over there. It's the better Gus Van Sant want film, Rob. You lose all cred. Spaceballs, Lord Helmet. I don't like Spaceballs at all. I didn't laugh once.
I didn't see it.
I know. Everyone's gonna be like, what? I know Rick Moranis' Dark Helmet. I get it. I just don't like Spaceballs. Malbrained sends in a super chat and says, Gary Busey, Kathleen Turner, Lou Diamond Phillips. Well, Gary Busey played Buddy Holly. Lou Diamond Phillips played Richie Valens. Kathleen Turner, I mean, if you're talking about like 50s music stars, Kathleen Turner must have. I don't know where I am drawing a blank on where Kathleen Turner might fit in on that, but maybe something along those lines. It has something to do with Buddy Holly and Richie Valens. Was she on the plane too? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, you know who's here? Connie, our girl Connie.
You skipped a super chat.
I know. I was just gonna say. I just got excited because Connie was here.
Hello, Connie.
Doc Savage sends in a super chat and says, "God, I love this show. If I might offer film suggestions, I Heart Huckabee's, House of Yes, Little Shop of Horrors, or Streets of Fire. Little Shop of Horrors is peak.
I don't love that.
Peak
movie.
Rick Moranis and Steve Martin.
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't. It'd be fun to review though.
Feed me Seymour. Feed me all the time. Come on.
We should do it.
That's a good one too. There's lots of good suggestions.
Streets of Fire,
And Connie, who works for the Experiential Engagement Division of JBL, which is a subsidiary of Harman, which is a subsidiary of Samsung. She makes this channel more fun. She has sent you electronics that you have enjoyed.
My wonderful headphones.
Your wonderful headphones that you are enjoying.
Yes, and my pill speaker.
Your pill speaker, yes. Yes, and these big speakers, this subwoofer.
Yeah.
That eventually it's all going to be rocking and
Set up.
rolling in here, which is what I've been trying to do for the last month. It was amazing.
Yep.
So, Connie, the 500 show's coming up. We gotta do something new.
Ooh.
I hope you're doing well. I hope things are good. I haven't sent her an email in a while either. Timbula sends in a tip and says, Keanu movie, The Matrix, Steve Martin movie, LA Story, or The Man with Two Brains, Pointy Birds, Pointy, 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 Anoint My Head, Anointy, Anointy, Rick Moranis movie, Strange Brew, Dog movie, also Strange Brew, Hosehead totally steals the movie. You might be right about that. Yeah. Lord Toth says, Zenato Falpolicia Reposo Superiore is a wine.
Well, thanks for clarifying.
I like that.
We'll have to try that wine.
Yes. I love that. Timbula says, please, please, please do Miller's Crossing. Without a doubt, my favorite Coen Brothers movie. It's mine too. You're giving me the hi-hat.
We should do it because I like the Coen.
What's the rumpus? That is. It's good. So, okay, well, we're past our hour.
Oh.
So, you know who's here? My man Jack Wallace is here.
Yes.
My man Jack Wallace is here. Do you have anything Did you get anything for your birthday, Elizabeth?
I did. I got some amazing artwork, actually.
But what did you...
Yes, so Jack made this amazing leather paintbrush holder. I know that sounds... It sounds strange, but it's actually really, really, really cool. And it happens to be in the color of leather that I have dreamed of having a couch that color forever. So it's really amazing. Handmade leather paintbrush holder. Do you have
Yes.
a picture of it?
I can get one. Hold on. Well, why don't you
It's-
regale us with the story?
it's pretty
So what's it
amazing.
like to be another year older?
I'm trying to not think about it
Why?
because I don't know, when you get older and you're so close to 50, your life, you kind of evaluate your life and think about all the things that you wish you had done, and it's heavy
It is. Well, it is heavy.
for sure.
So, okay, I'm going to. Yeah, this is an amazing.
Yeah, here it is.
Well, hang on, I don't have it. It's not here yet.
Oh, you have to show this.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. Hang on, and I will get. So wait, you're just laughing while they're watching me. Keep speaking. Speaking? What is it saying?
You guys have to see this amazing leather paintbrush holder that was made.
Now, you have to explain, why would that be something that you would appreciate?
First of all, it's handmade, and I love leather, and it's for my art, to hold my brushes. Like, it's pretty amazing.
Well, and you're painting. So here
Yeah,
is it.
I'm a painter.
Here is this is what Jack made. Jack is, I forgot that he told me what the name was for somebody who's a leather worker, like a leather smith.
Oh,
Remember
I
that?
should know that.
I know we should know that, and I don't. And why don't I know it?
Don't
So here it is,
remember.
and it opens up to this.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that
and
awesome?
It's amazing. And
And that color of leather is like my favorite. I want a couch out of that kind of leather.
Well, I think I
saying.
would need to pay Jack a year's salary.
No, I'm just saying, when we're ready to buy a leather couch, I want it that color.
Well, no, it's amazing. It was amazing. So, it's incredible, and
So cool.
I should do it. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna put a link. You know what? Jack should be. We've got a cheesemonger.
Yes.
Kaz Graphics is our official cheesemonger.
Right.
Jacob Fudge is the official comic book
Right.
store. So we're gonna make Jack our official leather worker, our leather smith.
Yeah, leathersmith.
He's our official leather smith of the Burnettwork. And maybe he'll take me through, like, maybe he'll send me a video of his workshop or something, and
Yeah.
I can just send a bunch of work his way.
That'd be cool.
And I've got
and Swag Props is the bookmaker.
Swag Props is the book. That's right. That's right. And I have a big, huge box that keeps getting more and more filled that I'm sending to Jack and his son.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, a giant. You know what else is? You know what's going in there? I'm sending part. This is going to make the discs, the box heavier. The 3 volumes, the New Teen Titans omnibuses are going in that box.
Oh,
I keep finding things as I've been going through here to put. It's going to be the
Put
greatest
in
box
there.
anybody ever got.
Wow.
But you know what? Talk is cheap, and I need to send it to him this
You
week.
do need to do it.
His kid's probably going, "Where's that box? The guy on the internet
Kids-
promised me."
Kids have no patience.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that happens.
Yeah. So Jack, come on. It was a great thing.
So amazing. Thank you so much for making that.
And Raygun Media Production says, I was living in sin with Bob Layton's wife for a couple of years before we took the legal route. He handed me the ring when I proposed. Sitcom in the works.
Whoa.
Speaking of
That's
Bob
crazy.
Layton, Bob Layton created. I directed an episode of Femme Fatales that, by the way, is not my best. I mean, it's a mess because they tried to turn it into a backdoor pilot. But that is Bob Layton. Oh, I didn't mean to cover your face. Bob Layton drew this. This is the actual cover of Libra, the character from my episode of Femme Fatales. So there you go. But I've got a poster of this, but of course I didn't get him to sign it because I'm an idiot. But it's
hell?
okay. Bob Layton's a comic book artist. He's done
that
many
now.
different things, but he's known for Iron Man, years worth of Iron Man, and apparently, Jill,
Apparently.
Mr. Raygun's wife. I love that. That's the greatest thing ever. That might
so
be the best
cool.
super chat. Was living in sin with Layton's wife. So you got the ultimate action figure, and you got the ultimate comic book collectible, all in one woman. That's incredible. That's amazing.
She's not a collectible.
Oh, she's very cute. She's definitely collectible. I'm just saying. So anyway, this brings us to the end of the show. I don't want to derail us. Remember, this episode of Elizaviews is about Francis Coppola's 1986 film, Peggy Sue Got Married. In case you didn't know.
Yeah.
We went off in the weeds on that one. So, Elizabeth, it comes to the time we have our bottoms-up scale.
We do. Our bottoms up scale is from 1 to 4.
And there's still wine in here.
Because there are 4 glasses of wine in a bottle.
There are 4 glasses of wine in a
So
bottle.
we rate movies from 1 to 4 glasses.
Yes. So I'm a little scared because as Francis Coppola is one of my favorite directors. And on a scale of...
but as you always say, you have to rate a movie on its own. You got to take your Coppola rose-colored glasses off. Yeah. And give this a true rating.
All right.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
All right. So on a scale, on your birthday movie, on a scale of 1 to 4 glasses of wine, how many glasses of wine would you give Peggy Sue Got Married?
I did not love this movie.
I know.
And I like Nicolas Cage, but he was awful. And he threw me out of this movie every time. And the script was. So I'm going to give it a 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I understand that. 1.5. I'm going to give it 2.5. Because I enjoyed the cinematography. I enjoyed John Barry's score. I enjoyed a lot of what Coppola did, the composition of shots and things, and the fact that he got John Carradine to be in this movie. So there's things I like. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars.
There you go.
So, there you go.
Philip gave it 0.
Oh. Throg Goes to Helltown sends in a tip and says, "Happy birthday, Ace. Roberto has no soul.
You.
He probably didn't laugh at the best joke in Spaceballs. Elizabeth, drop the 0 and get with the hero." A quote from another white rapper's film debut. Hey, come on, man. Are you talking about Cool as Ice? Because you should be. I don't know what to say. I don't say, Throg. I do know what to say, though. I really want to thank you for sending me Stormy Monday. That was very nice of you. That was very unexpected. And even though you accused me of lying about it.
I did. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
You keep getting stuff every day. He's like, I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't believe him.
I know, you know.
Until he opened it
But
up.
it actually gives me now fodder for the next time something shows up and I'll be like, no, I don't know where this came from.
You always do that anyway.
I don't always do it.
And I know the truth.
Farky50 sent in a super chat and said, "Happy birthday. Glad to see you in 1080. Well, you know what?
You.
I finally somehow YouTube has now allowed me and they've been interfering with my stream. Pain in the ass, but we're broadcasting in 1080 now. Not that I couldn't have before, but on the YouTube side, it was just they were not letting me. I think with the amount of bandwidth I use up, the fact that our channel is relatively small, they don't allow me. But now apparently I've crossed some threshold.
Oh,
I'm here to stay. So
maybe when you're close to 30,000, they're like, okay,
maybe, yeah.
Okay.
By the way, I should say that people have told me that they've been unsubscribed. I didn't, Doomcock and Gary Nerdrotic talks about how people are unsubscribed from their channel. I've had people that I trust that have told me that they have been unsubscribed to this channel. And
well, you better check and make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah, so if you want to subscribe and comment and like and all that, you know the drill. Anyway, so yeah. So I guess we'll bring the show to an end.
Yeah. What's Wednesday's movie?
The Fisher King.
Awesome.
We're Terry Gilliam, another director. We're watching another movie that he directed. We watched whatchamacallit. You know what? Why am I drawing a blank about our own show? We watched Brazil.
Brazil, yes.
And we watched Brazil, so now we're watching The Fisher King, which is he's working at a very different level. And I think The Fisher King, I love Brazil, but I think The Fisher King is definitely one of his best films.
Oh, very cool. I'm very excited then. Do you want to know what I'm thinking about for Friday?
Are you going to announce Friday's movie? Yeah. I'm sure the Richard would appreciate that.
I'm throwing it out there. I want to see your opinions. There was talk about La La Land, and I was thinking so many people don't like it, so it'd be really fun for you and I to talk about why people should like it.
I'm all about that. I have no problem.
I'm thinking La La Land on Friday.
I think that's what we'll do. So The Fisher King and La La Land is next. We're going to do that. I think that's good.
You think that's good?
I think it's good.
Awesome.
It's good. All right, well, then we're going to bring this episode of Elizaviews, episode 58 of Whining About Movies to a close.
Wow. So that means that La La Land will be number 60.
It'll be number 60.
What's that?
I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. So, Number 60 will be La La Land. Number 59 will be The Fisher King. So, Elizabeth, what do we say at the end of every episode?
Everyone you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen.
All you have to do is listen.
And have a better night.
Have a better night, everyone.
And stay safe.
I want to thank our moderating staff. I want to thank Mike Bodden. I want to thank Greg Smith. I want to thank The Richard. I want to thank Joshua Levesque and Robert Pariso and Haynock for being great moderators. I also want to thank and give a special shout out again to The Richard, who runs the Whining About Movies Facebook page as well as the Post-Geek Singularity Facebook page. They do watch parties and Zoom watch parties, and people are hanging out. They're doing they're being like Burnett. If you ever used to watch Zoom, I used to be able to do that. I can't do that anymore. I'm Burnett. Remember that? You don't know. Anyway, it's old. Just look up Bernadette Zoom. You'll see her do her thing. It's fine. So go check that out. And yes, have a better night. Thank you all. Thank you for supporting us. Send us a letter to theburnettwork.net. Send us videos. Show us your movie collection. Why don't you give us a quick review of our even show? Review us or review a movie.
Review our show. That would be so cool.
We'll play it. We'll play it on this show.
And I think we should start a offshoot of this show reviewing kids' movies. Drunk. That would be fun.
Drunk. That's all we need to do is drink more than we already do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
There's just so many great kids' movies.
It's true.
That I would love to talk about.
Okay, well, we are going to not talk anymore.
Okay.
And go get dinner.
Have a better night.
Have a better night. Have a better night.